The Nancy Guthrie case. It is March 3rd. Yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, Savannah and her sister and her brother-in-law visited the house, the memorial outside the house. They came escorted with authorities. They laid their own flowers at the site and looked at some of the other things left behind. I'm pretty sure that, they knew they were going to be seen and photographed there. This was probably their way of acknowledging, without publicly acknowledging it through a video, that they have come to the realization and accepted that their mother is not going to be found alive. And they're kind of closing that part of it. I had mentioned earlier that the security being put around the house, the cable van that was there, they're probably putting remote security there because the attention this case has received. They know there's going to be trespassers there and opportunists just looking for clicks. There have been a couple already that have shown up there of influencers who just for clicks are getting videos at the Guthrie house as if there's any need for them to be there at all. Now, earlier today, there was an AI video and audio that was supposedly of Savannah Guthrie saying that they were stopping the search for their mom. There's no verification of that. Even the audio was a little sketchy on that. Every official statement Savannah has put out about this has come from her Instagram account, and this did not come from her Instagram account. So that's something someone was just doing for clicks and spreading around. Now, this does not necessarily mean the case has gone cold. It just means they're working stuff behind the scenes. Keep in mind, with the Idaho 4 case, before Bryan Kohberger was arrested, the public was very critical because there was no new information coming out. That, this is a cold case, police don't know what they're doing, they have no leads. We found out later they were pursuing a pretty solid lead at the time and just not announcing it publicly, which is appropriate. You're not going to give the public moment-to-moment, step-by-step reports of what you're doing because you'll be giving the person you're tracking the same information at the same time, and you don't want them to know how close you are to them. As far as that house, how long is that going to sit empty? I don't know the legalese there. Was the house in Nancy Guthrie's name? Was it a gift from Savannah? Is it in Savannah's name? I would assume, with Nancy Guthrie's age and health issues, that it was probably in a trust. So that would be one thing. Do they have to, and this question coming up, do they have to wait 5 years to be able to declare her legally deceased and move on from the house and sell it? In a lot of states, that's usually the standard, but not in this case, because this is a case where an obvious crime occurred. She was removed from the home. We have video of the person. There was blood found at the scene. In cases like that, a court will issue a death certificate much sooner, sometimes in just months. So you don't have to wait the usual period of time here. When will this kind of cycle down more? It's already kind of cycled down because of the lack of information. When it comes to kind of settling down the online predators who are just looking for clicks and are going to be lurking around that house, probably the thing that's going to settle it down the most is if and when Savannah goes back to the Today Show. And there's been kind of conflicting reports about that. A couple weeks ago, someone said it was unlikely she would ever go back to the Today Show. Shortly after that, there were reports that she would eventually go back to the Today Show. It would probably be good for her to do that, just to go back into some sort of normal routine if she's capable of doing that. And that would also settle down the furor around the case. If no further leads happen, will Nancy Guthrie ever be found? Even if they find the person who did this, that's not a guarantee they will ever find Nancy, right? Once they've caught someone, they still may not want to cooperate with what happened. Or the disposal may have been of such an extent that you can't verify it and can't find remains. So there may never be a resolution to this. But it does seem like the Guthrie family themselves are saying, we recognize, based on the situation, that we're not going to find her alive. And that seems to be based on her health, which apparently was more critical than what, we publicly thought at the time. The medication, I had wondered earlier on as a variable here, is the medication something that she would need daily or be immediately at risk? Or is it something that once you're off the medication, your risk increases by the day, but it's not necessarily something you need all the time? It sounds like she did need the medication daily, and the family had tried to get her to move in with them or move to a care facility or something. They were concerned about her living alone with her health issues. So that's another factor in there. So unless we catch the person, we'll never absolutely know a motive. Was it an intended kidnapping? Was it a burglary gone wrong? We'll never know unless we actually catch the individual and they talk about what their motive was. Otherwise, this is going to be one of those cases that sits unsolved probably for a long time and eventually cycles out of the media interest.